JAM TV.
A Gallery of the Imagination è il nuovo album di Rick Wakeman, lavoro che il grande tastierista, come ci ha raccontato lui stesso, ha scritto ricordandosi dei primi consigli della sua prima insegnante di pianoforte.
Ever since I was 5 years old, which is a long time ago, 1954 to be precise, my music teacher told me that making music was like painting pictures, and that I should close my eyes when I've learned the music and paint pictures to the music, because that's what gives the colour. And I've done that ever since then. And in fact, people often ask why 80-90% of the time on stage I play with my eyes closed, and it's because I'm still painting pictures to this day. And I thought it would be really nice if perhaps I did an album where people could paint their own pictures to the music. So I put all these pieces together with the idea that people could actually themselves have the idea of painting their own pictures in their imagination, or even in some cases I know people have actually painted pictures, which is rather nice. And the great thing is about when you have a gallery of the imagination with a piece, you never paint the same pictures twice. They may be quite similar, but they'll never be exactly the same. So the whole object is for people to, if they want to sit back, listen to the music, close their eyes and paint their own pictures.
Vari tipi di tastiere, il pianoforte, è ovviamente questo il mondo in cui continua a muoversi Rick Wakeman anche all'interno di A Gallery of the Imagination. E allora gli abbiamo chiesto come si sono evoluti i suoi strumenti da quando ha iniziato a suonare in maniera professionale ad oggi.
Initially, when I started performing, there weren't very many keyboard instruments. You basically had electric pianos, you had organs, and that was it. The mellotron came along in the late 60s, but it was Bob Moog, really, Dr. Moog, who gave us the Moog synthesizer, which suddenly gave us sounds that we could really use, and sounds that were really tailor-made for certainly for progressive rock. And also the early days of prog rock, it was more known as orchestral rock or symphonic rock, because a lot of bands like Yes, which is one of the reasons I joined Yes, they wanted to become more orchestral in their thinking, and that's exactly what I wanted. So we were a sort of a match made in heaven at the time, and keyboard companies suddenly started to get on board, especially Korg in Japan. Kato-san, who was the big boss of Korg, he really wanted to give keyboard players instruments that they could use. So he actually invited people like myself, Keith Emerson, to Japan to talk with him and their designers as to what we were looking for in keyboards, what sounds we wanted to try and create. And that was really, really important. I'll tell you something that's very interesting. When I first toured with Yes, and I wanted to take sort of 8 or 9 keyboards with me, there were no keyboard stands. Nobody made keyboard stands. So I used to buy a chest of drawers from furniture shops, throw the drawers away, cut the tops off, and use them to slot the keyboards in, because nobody made anything. I went to a few companies and said, "Can you make me a keyboard stand?" And they laughed. So what I tended to do was to find instruments that had a flat top, like the Hammond organ. Then I could put a keyboard on top of that. And then another keyboard, if it had a flat top, I could put something on top of that. The mellotrons had flat tops. Great, put more keyboards on the top. And then the companies sort of caught on and went, "Let's make keyboard stands." I wish I'd have made the keyboard stands. I'd have made a fortune.
Come session man, Rick Wakeman ha suonato davvero con tanti grandi come Cat Stevens, Lou Reed, Elton John. Noi però abbiamo voluto ricordare con lui la sua amicizia e le sue collaborazioni con David Bowie.
David Bowie was a great influence on me. I met David in 1968 I did quite a few tracks with him. One, I Boy from Free Cloud, Memory of a Free Festival. Space Oddity was the first piece I did with him on record, which was in 1968. I played the mellotron on that, and we became good friends. And he said, "I really like your piano playing. Would you like to do all the piano on the new album?" He said, "Because the new album, I want it to be very much piano driven as against acoustic guitar driven." That was hunky dory. So I spent time with him at his house and went through wonderful tracks like Life on Mars, and he gave me complete freedom to play whatever I wanted, however I wanted on that album, which was wonderful. And I nearly joined his band, the Spiders from Mars, but I chose to join Yes because I felt that there was more opportunities to be part of a band than rather be part of somebody else's band. And David and he always agreed. He said that was the right decision, and we remained very, very good friends. In fact, we were neighbours in Switzerland for many years, and were friends up until, sadly, when we lost him.
Due sono state le date del tastierista a febbraio al London Palladium. In questi due concerti di Londra, Rick Wakeman ha voluto ripercorrere la sua carriera suonando ad esempio pezzi storici del suo periodo negli Yes o del suo famosissimo concept album The Six Wives of Henry VIII. Si spera allora di poterlo ammirare presto nuovamente dal vivo in Italia e anche lui sembra davvero intenzionato a tornare appena possibile nel nostro paese.
I sincerely hope so. Obviously, the COVID and the lockdown stopped a lot of that, but very much, yeah. I mean, I do genuinely. I just love coming to Italy. I spent a lot of time half living in Milan for quite a period of time. I have great friends down in Napoli. I did quite a lot of work. I love Neapolitan music and the Neapolitan melodies, and I did quite a lot of adaptations of Neapolitan music with Mario Fasciano down there, which was just great fun to do. Yes, I'll be honest with you. Any excuse to come to Italy, yeah, I will do. I've done quite a few piano concerts in Italy. I would like to do some more, but I would very much like to bring my band. I'd like to bring the English Rock Ensemble and do an Italian tour. That would mean a lot to me.